Hey everybody, we're back and you're listening to the Metal Magdalene with Jet. This is our Metal Messiah Radio 10th anniversary show. And today we are visiting some of the first interviews I personally have done at this station. And I believe from what the archives say, at least that is what I'm told. My third interview was with Tom Martin of Lich King. So Tom, welcome back to the show.
Hi! It's lovely to be back.
Yeah, I mean, it seems just like yesterday.
Yeah, it was. It feels very recent to me.
But
because the shame of that night is so fresh in my mind.
Well,
still.
I didn't want to talk about it too much, but I just want to say that the last time I saw you was, let's just say the last time I saw you was in Greenfield. And,
yeah.
And it was like 9 years ago. So, tell us about that time of your career in Lich King. What was going on 9 years ago?
Well, 9 years ago, I had been doing the band for 2 albums, and it had a following, but that was our first live show, because I started with just making albums, and then I got a band together, and we were excited to go and do our first live show, and we went and we did it, and you were there, and I was so excited to show everybody what we could do, and then we went home, and we had recorded it on video, and we went back and we watched it immediately. We watched the whole thing, and it was awful. It's really embarrassing for a number of reasons, not least of which is that, the show we were on, nobody knew how to book a thrash show in Greenfield, so it was us and, screamo bands and, a bunch of kids with, the hairstyle that looks like they've got a seagull wing flopped over their head, and the little moshing that was done was very much like the, 2 seconds of running around in a circle pit, and then they just stand and stare. It was just a bunch of, screamo teenagers that didn't know what they were doing. And that's I guess that's on us. We didn't know what we were doing either. On stage, we were sloppy and messy, and I had this affectation that I thought looked really cool, and it was awful. I kept on, rocking from my back foot to my front foot and kind of moving back and forth and just I went home and I watched the whole thing and I kept doing it, and I felt so ashamed that I haven't done it since. And granted, I'm not a great stage presence guy, but I don't do that anymore.
Well, hey, of all shows to do it, first, or that's the perfect place. I mean, where you did that show, I mean, if you just erased everything from every video and picture, nobody would ever knew what ever happened.
Yeah, that'd be nice. There have been some pretty bad shows since, but things have gotten a lot better, and I kind of want people to forget that ever happened. Okay.
So we won't talk about that one anymore.
Good.
And since then, a lot of changes have gone on with the lineup. So tell us what the current lineup is and what's been going on with that, Tom.
The current lineup. Well, we changed a lot of bassists. Mm-hmm. We got a really good lead guitarist who then got a girl pregnant, and then he had to bail out. And now we got another really good lead guitarist, and the drummers remain the same. The rhythm guitarist he played bass for a while, but he's been with us for the whole thing. He's been a constant. And other than that, I think that's it. I think Brian and Joe are the only constants. Except for me, and I don't really count because I don't do the vocals anymore.
Well, so tell us about that. What's going on with that, Tom?
Okay, so it's not even people in Lich King are clear about this, but I'm in the band. I'm the band, but I'm just not doing live shows anymore. I run stuff. I write the stuff. I make decisions. I just don't go up on stage anymore unless I choose to. I have the option of first refusal. So if there's a really good tour or show that's coming up, I get to be ooh, I'm doing that. Ooh. So there was for a while, I guess I can say this, for a while there was a municipal waste tour that we were in the running to get onto, and I was oh, if that happens, I'm doing that. And yeah, there's a new vocal guy that I feel bad for because it would have been screwing him, but sorry man, I'm doing that. And then it didn't happen anyway, so it didn't matter.
So, okay, but you still do all the albums and all that stuff.
I have till this point. I I'm still going to write everything. It's up in the air as to whether or not I'm going to do them on the album, because this guy, he seems pretty good. So I think he might be better on the albums than I would be.
Okay, so like you had mentioned about, if the municipal waste thing was happening, but you guys did a lot of freaking touring this over the past 10 years too. So tell us about some of that, Tom.
Yeah, I've only been around for half of the touring, because after I bailed out, they started going crazy with the touring. They've gone to Europe twice. They're going to Australia in a couple of weeks, which I'm kind of upset about because everybody looks to be pretty excited over there. Like, one time we went to Kansas, and, it wasn't a crazy show, but people there were so appreciative that we came out that they bought more merch than we had sold in the whole rest of the tour. And I think that's what's going to happen in Australia, because, like, metal bands don't get over there too often.
Yeah, no kidding. So you could still go. You don't even have any desire to go at all?
No, I do. I wanted to go for this, but I have a family vacation coming up during that same time period, so I got screwed on that. Otherwise, I would have gone for this.
Damn family.
But I'm still... Yeah, I hate them. But I may well be going for another European run at some point.
And I mean, besides the Australian tour, what else have they got? What else they got coming up this year?
I don't know if anything's been announced, so I can't. Yeah, I don't know if I can get into that.
All right, then we won't.
There's stuff. There's stuff.
So you guys you released a new album last year. So tell us a little bit about that now.
Yeah, that was in April-ish. This was the 5th album. This was the Omniclasm, which I'm still proud of as a Googleable name, because when you come up with a band name or an album title, these days you have to make sure that you can Google it, because you don't want to get stuck like the band Viking. You can't Google your own stuff if you're called Viking. You have to put Viking thrash band and probably a number of other things, because Google's just going to bury you in actual Vikings. So, and Lich King doesn't do me any favors, because I came up with that before, well, not before Google, but I wasn't thinking of that at the time. So then when I came up with the album titles these time, I'm getting caught on my own tongue. But you have to come up with titles that are like original and stand out, and I'm proud of the Omniclasm. As soon as I came up with it, I went to Google and I looked it up, and I was like, ooh, no one's got that. Except for someone who was doing like a D&D campaign in like 2005 or something.
And so where did you guys record it, and what label, what's going on with that?
There's no label. That was all self-released.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded it at Brian's studio, which is Sonic Titan Studios in, I forget the name of the town, Bernardston, Massachusetts. Some Bernard. It's got the word Bernard in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's up the street from me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little place. It's a really pretty area. Really nice recording. It sounded good. Yeah, I don't know how else to add to that.
You did all the artwork and all that?
Yeah, I worked on the art for months and months, and I have a Nick wearing the tunic of the Lich King, our mascot, who's standing on the cover, and because I needed photo reference to see how the thing would drape, so I took a photo of Nick in the same pose, and now I have that, and I can use it as blackmail or shame or anything.
For the band. And so you said the Australian tour is going down in a couple of weeks. How long are they going to be over there?
They're going to be over there for I don't even know. I'm so out of the loop. I'm sorry, I keep misspeaking because I've got a big stupid tongue. I'm out of the loop, and I don't know exactly how long they're going to be over there. I think it's 2 to 3 weeks. So
they're playing a couple of dates then over there, and it's not just one show?
No, it's a bunch of stuff. And everybody seems pretty excited.
I was just going to say they must be super excited to be going that far.
Yeah, one of the big indicators is that you see a lot of this page mentioned Lich King, and that's happening way more now with the Australian stuff than anything else. Like the European thing, the new album, anything, the European pages are constantly mentioning it.
And so, do you guys got any websites, or where's the best spots for people to go to learn more about the band? Would it be Facebook, or?
It would be lichkingmetal.com, which I believe just does link to the Facebook.
There you go.
Yeah.
So either one is good.
Yeah, either one. Give it a shot.
And then when they go there, then they could find out, what tours the band is doing and what merch you have. I'm sure you have links up to merch and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I don't know if we have that on the site, but I know we definitely have that on the Facebook.
Okay, well, there you go. You know.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that was great. And, it was great catching up with you. And, if you guys want to learn more about the band, you can check them out on Facebook. And, Tom, thank you so much for coming on the show today and being a part of our 10th anniversary especial.
Thank you, Jed, and happy birthday to Metal Messiah Radio. Love you guys.